Alrighty, so Maniac Guy coming at you back here from Maine. It's a little bit of a wet, kind of damp day outside, so we decided to come out into the barn. And I'm going to talk to you today about how to put an antique finish on a Tomahawk. So we're going to use vinegar and do a mustard etch. Now, one thing I do have to mention, this is a Tomahawk. This was from the American Tomahawk company. This is a rifleman's Tomahawk. And I redid the handle. This used to have an ugly black finish on it, like an enamel paint that I took off. Did some file work. Did some file work on it on the top. File work on it on the bottom. And like right in through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an antique finish on it. Now I had an antique finish on it. I had it out camping a few times. I left it stuck in a tree during a horrible rainstorm, and it picked up a little bit of rust, so I had to clean the rust off. Now, one warning, and my apologies, I didn't show you guys before what the rust looked like. The before and after is great. I just used a little nitro solvent, like for gun cleaning, but really any rust removal will work, and steel brush. Cleaned it right off, so we're kind of almost back to square one. You can see some of my original patina around that I'm going to be taking off from that and adding my own, so which is what the vinegar will do for us. I'm out in the barn because, by the way, when you boil vinegar, it smells pretty horrible. So yeah, gonna be courteous to the wife, and we're gonna go ahead and do this outside so we don't end up sleeping in the barn. So one word of caution that I discovered today, because I did this Tomahawk probably 4 years ago or so. I'm taking a stab there, but I throw Tomahawks. If you throw Tomahawks, these American Tomahawk company Tomahawks come with a set screw here to kind of keep the handle from coming off. Now, here's the thing. This is flared at the top anyway. So if it starts coming off, you just turn it upside down, whale it on a tree, boom, and it seats it right back in place. What I just had happen, and I kind of didn't even see it coming because sometimes I don't think through things good enough. That set screw from about 3.5, 4 years of throwing this Tomahawk, using this Tomahawk, pounding things with this Tomahawk. It's a great Tomahawk. Just leave the set screw out, guys, because when I took that set screw and I reinserted it in there to what I thought was going to make it a little bit more sturdy, and I thought I was going to be able to back it right out. By the time this had got done being thrown and everything, it somehow warped that, or warped the threads. So that sucker's in there. It's stripped. I tried to take it out. I can't. Now I wanted to just pop this off by sliding it down the handle and drop it in my vinegar boil. That is not going to be a thing. So we're just going to kind of try to set it down in there and get the best patina that we can in that way. So, all right, guys. Well, we did a little research, and I'm pretty sure vinegar is going to be bad, even though I've got this treated with urethane. I don't think we really want to get that on the handle. So we're going to do the best we can to keep it off the handle. But worst case comes to worst, and we eventually have to. It'll be a shame because I've got some nice burning that I did on this handle and things like that. But, I mean, American Tomahawk Company sells new handles. So that's where we're at for right now. We'll check back with you guys when we get prepped a little bit. And some of the things you're going to want for prep, some tongs to handle this when it's in the hot vinegar. Vinegar, any brand will work. And for the finish later on, we're just going to use French's yellow mustard or whatever you've got. I've got some Heinz as well, because it's both of these were kind of just what I took out of the fridge, and they're not doing so good. So napkins or paper towels, shop towels, so you can wipe things up as you need. And all right, well, we're going to cut out now. We'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are pretty much at a rolling boil. So what we're going to do is I'm cutting off the flame to the old Coleman cook stove. Pardon the kind of grunginess, but this is my project stove. So if I'm going to smelt lead or anything like that, this is what I'm going to use. Then I'm going to take this. I've started a rust patina on a little bit. We're just going to dunk it right in here in the hot water. Or in the hot vinegar. And we're going to let it do its work. And then we're going to let that sit in the vinegar for, I'm already starting to see the metal bubble. We're going to let it sit in there for, I'm probably going to give it around 20 minutes or so. Then I'm going to flip it over and we're going to hit the other side. As I said, normally I would be dunking the whole head in there, but I don't want to do that at this time because I'm trying to preserve the hickory of this here wood. As it is, the fumes are kind of not making me real happy, but I do have this varnished up pretty good. So hopefully that's going to protect that. So, all right. Well, we're going to cut out for now, and we'll be back later to check out our progress. Okay, you can see where it's actually, the steel is harder here and here. We're all done with our treatment. I spared you guys the 15, or I actually left it in for close to 20 minutes. And so remember, you're introducing rust to your steel is what you're doing. It's just like rifle bluing. And this creates almost like a chalky, dark colored, almost brownish, but when we clean it up with a little oil and to stop the chemical reaction afterwards, it's going to look a lot different. So just be patient with it. So now I've got my mustard here. Alrighty, so here we are. We brought our operations back into the kitchen, back into the house here, now that the stinky part is all done. So it's actually, I gave it a little bit more time. I ended up giving it, probably close to 4 hours with the mustard on. So, and obviously the longer you leave the mustard on, the more of a patina you're going to get, or an etch you're going to get with it. So let's just see what we've got. We're going to rinse it off with some hot water, and then we're going to go ahead and put some dish soap on it to kind of neutralize what's going on and to stop the chemical reaction from happening. But let's see what we've got so far. So I'm actually kind of happy with that. Kind of rinse this off, see how it looks. Alright, well, that kind of gives you a good idea of what we're doing with it. I'm going to go ahead and clean that off a little bit. We'll go ahead and get the soap on it to get that going, and I'll give you guys kind of a finished product here in a minute. So, alright, we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are with the finished product, and I've actually got my other one, the Tomahawk from the same company, laid out here. I did that one a while ago as well, and you can kind of see, it gives it that, you could definitely go for a more distinct kind of tiger stripe pattern, but to be honest with you, I was just trying to take it out of the white, so to say, and give it that kind of antiqued patina finish is what I was looking for. Excuse me if I'm a little bit shaky here, just kind of doing my own thing. Cameraman is retired for the evening, but so that's kind of how this guy looks. And don't know what I got on the blade there, just a little, probably something from when I was cleaning it off. So, and same thing with this one, like I said, just if I were you, I would just pull those Allen key screws right out. So that's this guy. This one I haven't redone, and I probably won't for a little while. You can kind of get a pretty good look at the patina on that. That's all sap that you see, that black on the end. That's just from repeated throwing. I throw these a lot. Like I said, I use them. You can see really good there how much darker. You can see where I've hammered things in with that. You can see how the shade changes. It's because when you etch steel like this, it actually shows you the different densities and hardnesses of the steel in the blade. When you etch it, you can kind of see that. So anyway, that's all you really need to antique one. And as I say, if you choose to and you want to go for that more distinct tiger pattern instead of just kind of an antiquing like that, then definitely people use brown mustard, people use yellow mustard. I know that there's ways to use acetone and things like that. I'm more of a naturalist, so I like to use natural things. So the whole mustard thing just kind of did it for me. I know a lot of people have used brown mustard, so this is good for any kind of steel, knife steel. I like to antique these Tomahawks and take them out of the white. Now this is actually going to protect it from rust. It's not going to pit or anything like that because I've introduced my own rust. And it really is no different than what you do with bluing on a rifle. So that was my patina process, using my Coleman cook stove outside, with a little bit of vinegar, white vinegar, and a little bit of whatever your favorite brand of mustard is, and a little bit of patience. So again, you could get this a darker gray instead of this little bit lighter kind of brownish antique color. You could really get that like almost a black, if you left it in long enough. You could definitely. I've seen some people where they don't do the boiled vinegar. Rather, they taking the wet like paper towels down with their vinegar, and they'll just wrap the blade of the knife or the tomahawk and just kind of let it sit for 24 hours even. This is just kind of that what I was going for. These are hawks that I hike with. I'm known to shove these guys in my belt or something like that when I go out muzzle loading or shooting or whatever it is I'm doing. And I use them to camp with, to hammer things in, to pretty much do whatever. I mean, Tomahawk is actually my preferred camp / hiking tool. So that's what we've got there. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much, and I just kind of wanted to share with you guys a little something. So, all right, well, as always, I really appreciate having you guys along, sharing things with you that I enjoy doing. So, yeah, there she is. Until next time, from the Maniac Guy up here in Maine, have a good one. Bye now.